Travel with us as we venture north of Los Angeles to the Kern River Valley and to Lake Isabella for a spectacular weekend adventure. Be there as we touch down on the annual Turkey Vulture Migration, brave the thrills of the Silver City ghost town, and enjoy the refreshing spirits of the Kern River Brewing Company on this edition of Out and About. Tell us what you know about Lake Isabella.
Well, it's actually a man-made lake. In 1955, they built the dam, and for reasons of the watershed. But it has become a big recreational area. So we have, during the summer, a lot of jet skis, boating, a lot of good fun. We also have one of the largest, actually I think it is the world's largest trout derby, which is the fishing derby in March of every year.
I understand that you've counted vultures in your past.
That's right. We started a Turkey Vulture Migration count here in the Kern Valley, and it turns out that we found we have the largest, or one of the largest, Turkey Vulture migrations in North America.
Located 154 miles north of Los Angeles, the Kern River Valley is well known as a popular place for fishing, kayaking, hiking, and for one of the state's most obscure gatherings, the annual festival to celebrate the migration of the turkey vulture.
We're at the Audubon Kern River Preserve. This is the 17th annual Kern Valley Fall Nature and Turkey Vulture Festival.
So this happens annually?
Annually, we have about 33,000 vultures that have been documented to go through the Kern River Valley between September 1st and October 10th every year. So we celebrate our major migration that goes through the southern Sierra Nevada.
How would you account for that? Why would that be?
We think that the vultures that come through here are mostly vultures that breed in the western coast of the U.S. and southern Canada and British Columbia. And they concentrate due to the topography here. The Sierra Nevada acts as a big flight corridor. They come down the Central Valley, fly over the southern Sierra Nevada, and then stage before they go out over the Mojave Desert.
And you were counting them some years ago? Is that how you got into all this?
We did. I was working as a bird biologist here in the Kern River Valley, and we had noticed that there were large numbers of turkey vultures that come through here every fall. And some people had mentioned to us that that's probably a significant migration. So we started a small, mostly volunteer project to try to document the turkey vulture migration that comes through here.
What other kind of vultures are there?
In the western U.S., turkey vulture is the only vulture that's native to the western U.S., but in other parts of the country there's another species called the black vulture, which is larger and doesn't have a red head.
Someone was saying to me that buzzards are the same as vultures. Is there an explanation for that?
Buzzards is kind of a slang term that people apply to vultures in the U.S., and it's a term that's applied to birds of prey in Europe that somehow got translated in this country, that people apply it to vultures for some reason.
A question I had in mind, which just came to my mind, is why is it called a turkey vulture? Any relationship?
No relationship, but I think the name probably came from the bald head that slightly resembles the bald head of a wild turkey.
Although the guests of honor at this curious gathering can be spotted almost anywhere in the Lake Isabella area, there is no better place to spot them than the Kern River Preserve. Turkey vultures are shy and elusive, seeking refuge in treetops until a meal is spotted on the ground below. Visitors at the festival collect Turkey Vulture t-shirts and memorabilia which showcase the grandeur of its majestic wingspan. That wingspan is how far across?
Probably close to 6 feet.
And that has a special name to it when they bring those wings out, I guess.
People call it sunning themselves, and I think the purpose for that is just to raise their body temperature in the mornings when they get up after sleeping over a cool night.
This is called the heraldic pose. And one of the things you look at, it comes from the Greek, but you look and you'll see that they'll have the heraldic pose, but they'll have their backs to the sun. What they're doing is they're warming and drying their feathers, because these birds only weigh 3 pounds. Any extra weight, they don't generally feed when they're migrating because it weighs them down. But if you get dew on their feathers and this bizarre rain, it'll weigh them down. So what they're going to do is they're going to spread their wings in a heraldic pose in the morning so they can dry off. It also helps to sanitize the feathers. So you'll see them doing this. And then they hang their head, and a group of vultures is called awake. That's because they all sit there like this with their heads hung low.
Besides the bird watching, festival goers are also enlightened on the area's flora and fauna as naturalists share facts and information on some of the many animal species which make their home in the Kern River Valley. Under a canopy of magnificent trees, an eclectic mix of musical acts fills the air, and it's easy to understand why so much wildlife is drawn to this quiet and serene area. With over 400 documented species of birds found in the Lake Isabella Basin, the turkey vulture is not alone in its affinity for this peaceful and unspoiled paradise.
Turkey vultures have probably the best or one of the best senses of smell of any bird. They can are reported to be able to smell carcasses, fresh dead carcasses from up to a mile away, and they use their sense of smell pretty regularly to locate dead animals in the forest.
Well, I know I couldn't do that.
No, I couldn't either, and apparently they can locate gas leaks in pipelines because they detect the odor that the gas companies put in the gas.
Well, the Audubon Kern River Preserve is a nature sanctuary owned by National Audubon Society, and we own about 3,000 acres right here next to the South Fork of the Kern River up in the Southern Sierras. And there are about 23,000 acres of protected landscape that have been protected with Audubon's efforts in the last 20, 30 years. And then there's in addition, we have the Sierra Nevada, which the Sequoia National Forest, and we have all of these wonderful natural amenities. And the birds come here. And when birds come here, so do bird watchers.
So it's not just vultures, it's many birds.
We have 108 nesting species here on the Kern River Preserve alone. There are 197 nesting species within the Kern River watershed, which is unprecedented. So this is a huge number. There are 445 documented species that have been found in Kern County, and there are only about 680 that have been found in all of California, and we don't have an ocean. So this is an area where birds, birders, and those who just love nature, because we have amazing wildflowers in the spring, we have birds, we have a huge reservoir here that was built in 1953 for irrigation and flood control, but it's one of the best windsurfing areas in the nation. This is just an area that there is so much here.
What can people learn by coming to this festival?
Well, this festival is held the last Saturday of September every year to coincide with the peak of the migration. The peak of the migration is generally the last week in September to the first 3 days in October, and there can be up to 5,000 vultures. So you can learn about vultures, but we also have a junior naturalist program here. We have 2 Audubon chapters here teaching about the different things that Audubon teaches. We have our local raptor rehabilitation that is about to go and fly an American kestrel to flight train it. There's story time. In a few minutes, we're going to start having live music playing. So it's just a fun day for the entire family, and you can see vultures and red-tailed hawks, and we'll hear red-shouldered hawks, and behind me I'm hearing white-breasted nuthatches and Nuttall's woodpeckers, and whatever you want to learn about, come on up and we'll teach you. We'll give you the benefit of our knowledge.
For further information on the Autumn Nature and Turkey Vulture Festival, or to learn more about these magnificent birds and their migration, contact the Kern River Valley Chamber of Commerce, located in Lake Isabella, California. When we return, we'll continue our Kern River visit with a stop to see what's on tap at the Kern River Brewing Company. And we'll engage in some spirited activity when we brave the hallowed streets of the Silver City ghost town when Out and About continues.